Welcome back to the channel, Manny B Investing MBI, and we're going to talk about Maladex, another Cardano DEX looking to launch in 2022. I figured we would start with the basics around Maladex. Full disclosure, this is not financial advice. I am staking in a Maladex pool, earning Maladex rewards. So full disclosure there, I am invested in the project. I don't know what I'm going to do after the fact. Maybe I buy some more. Just depends on what the price is. We don't know what the open market price is going to be after the pools are finished. But there are a few things that I do know and why I like Maladex. One, everything is a gamble. This is all risky, but there are a handful of DEXs that are launching on Cardano. A few have already launched. And as we know, anyone can take the prize, but it's all about the finish. It's all about the big race. It's not about today. It's not about next week or next month or next quarter. This is about the year journey. This is about what the DEX is going to be doing 1, 2, and 5 years from now. The goal and what we do and what we talk about when we're talking about DEXs is that 5%, and that what I mean by that 5% is if you look at historics, if you look at other layer ones and you look at DEXs on those layer ones, we know the successful ones, the ones that go the distance, the number one DEXs on those blockchains, they are anywhere between 4 and 6% of the value of the layer one. So we're going to use today's market as an example. Let's take a look here. Cardano, let's refresh, $1.05. Total market cap is $33.7 billion. What does that mean for us? Well, Maladex, what we know about Maladex is their tokenomics. They have a team distribution that will go for 4 years, and the total or the max supply of tokens is going to be twice that of Bitcoin. And that's going to be 42 million max supply. We don't know anything about burning or anything like that. I'm sure if I were a betting person, I would say that they're probably not going to do anything with burning tokens. They seem to have adopted the Plutus way. They're probably going to mirror after Cardano's way of not burning, but utilizing their tokens for the betterment of the platform. So let's take a look at some tokenomics, the exciting stuff. So I set up a little example here. I put Maladex at a penny. I put the max supply in. I'm getting mine for essentially nothing because the pool, it gives you Cardano rewards and Maladex rewards. So what we did was we set on today's tokenomics, today's numbers, 1.7 billion or trillion total market cap for cryptocurrency, and for Cardano 33 billion. So what we did was we put that in and we took 5%, which equals about $1.5 billion. So the best or the closest thing to compare it to is Ampere, which is sitting at about $1.4 billion in market cap. So what that gives us at a penny is 33.07, which is over 3,000x gain. So that is the power of being the number one DEX on a brand new blockchain. Imagine being able to get in on the ground floor of a DEX that's going to thousands of X's, thousands of them. That's life-changing money. And this is another one of the few opportunities that you will get to be able to generate this kind of wealth. That's why I'm talking about this stuff. That's why I'm here. That's why we're all here. So a chance at making history and changing your life forever. So I figured let's take a look at this question and answer that took place in September of 2021 to get a clearer picture and clearer idea of what Maladex is and how they plan on launching on Cardano in 2022. So, the Maladex team has seen a massive amount of interest over the last few weeks. People see the value we represent, and those who care about the returns and putting their capital to work are starting to become interested. We want to make sure that all the information about our project is as accessible as possible. You can read our white paper here, but we also saw that we often receive the same few questions. So on the 12th of September, the day of the Alonzo Hard Fork Combinator event, we held an AMA on Twitter for 24 hours, took the questions we saw the most, answered them, and added a few that we thought were interesting. And here are the results. So the white paper is available. They are a research-driven and will claim to be the first research-driven DEX on Cardano. They are, by nature, Haskell programmers. The interesting, I've watched a few interviews with the project head, and he talks about some very interesting things about that. And I thought it very interesting because a lot of projects are having a very difficult time getting through the Plutus Pioneers program. They're having very difficult time finding Haskell programmers, period, let alone Haskell programmers that are interested in crypto and have a finance background as well. So they are doing a very interesting thing when it comes to hiring their developers and their programmers. They are actually building them themselves. They're growing them in a farm, so to speak. So they're going to these colleges that are programming or teaching programming in Haskells. They're finding these candidates. They are taking them and putting them in kind of a bullpen, and they are raising them up to become developers on their team. And I thought that is really interesting because I don't think anyone else is doing that. So that is pretty cool. But let's take a look at some of these questions. I'm not going to go through all of them because a lot of them are heavy on the tech side, a lot of heavy math. We don't want to do that. I know a lot of the followers, subscribers here are new, are former retail traders, etc. So I want to keep it light. I want to keep it fun. I don't want to put you to sleep too fast. So let's look here at the basics. What is a DEX? Again, very basic question. A lot of people in this space, a lot of people in Cardano, a lot of the people that are levitating towards Cardano, they are new traders. They're new to crypto. They're new to this stuff. They might have missed the Ethereum wave, or they might have skipped the Ethereum wave just because of cost. Cardano is very attractive to those people. So projects are, in my opinion, not doing the best with leveraging the potential of the retail trader that is in this space. Very many people are here. They have money to spend and they don't have a lot of knowledge, and a lot of the details and a lot of the reference materials out there right now, a lot of the educators, they talk over their heads. So I want the projects to understand that. A lot of us are here, are new. We're not technical, a lot of us. So you're going to see this type of question. You're going to see it a lot. That's why it appeared on this list. The DEX. What is a DEX? A DEX is an exchange that operates on the blockchain, so Cardano, which means it is trustless and not the property of any corporation. Anyone can interact with its smart contracts. It never stops and is fully automated. So nobody controls it. No one can shut it down. It is a decentralized exchange for tokens. So that is pretty basic. That is what the DEX is. That is what DEXs are. Why Cardano? We believe that to build a sound financial system, you need a sound blockchain. Cardano addresses many shortcomings of Gen 2 blockchains like fees, network scalability via Hydra, and the governance with Voltaire in the Catalyst project. So Voltaire is the voting system that's going to be implemented into the blockchain in the future. It's the next, I think there's two more iterations of Cardano, and Voltaire is one of those. Not sure if it's next or the one after that one, but Catalyst is an application that's used for voting for funding of programs or projects or ideas on the Cardano blockchain. It's very unique. No other network's doing anything like that, and it's going to be a part of the blockchain in the future. Right now, it's kind of demo beta kind of a deal. It works extremely well. It allows you to vote with your tokens for different proposals. So that's what that is. Cardano also has a fantastic community. They are critical. Oh yeah, we are very critical. And there is very little FUD or FOMO. There's a lot of FUD and FOMO from the enemies, from the, from a lot of the maxis out there, the Bitcoin maxis, the Ethereum maxis. We welcome everybody, but a lot of the FOMO and stuff you see, take it with a grain of salt. It's probably someone that doesn't like Cardano. All this with the power of Haskell, Plutus, and a formal verification behind it. In addition, over 70% of the ADA is staked, which means its ecosystem has a relative price stability. We think this also conveys a long-term commitment to the project from the majority of its holders. So Cardano has a staking platform, or the blockchain allows for staking, where you can take your tokens, you can stake them and help mint blocks, and in exchange you get rewards back around 5%. You can add and remove them pretty much at any time. So having 70% of the supply of ADA staked is a really big thing, because people don't have to stake. And it'd be even more if people, accepted the education and understood and got those Cardano off of those exchanges like Coinbase and Binance. Get them off, get them into a stake pool. We think this conveys, again, a long-term commitment to the project from the majority of its holders. Why anonymous? So Maladex is on the anonymous side. They're not very open. They're not, their people aren't all over YouTube doing interviews and things like that. And they're about to tell you why. In traditional finance, it is common for your current and previous employers to not want to be associated with cryptocurrencies directly. This is mainly due to the perception of the market and the lack of regulation. We respect the wishes of our current and previous employers in the transition period. Further, anonymity surprisingly can increase project regulation resistance and protect from so-called $5 wrench attacks. In the case of regulation, only the company and the directors are in the public domain, and it allows for easier adaptability to the market situation and moving to more friendly waters. $5 wrench attack is extortion of private keys via physical attack, or being forced to code backdoors into the existing systems. Interesting take. That's an interesting take. I like it. We understand the community perception of anonymous teams, and we currently plan to disclose our identities when it is okay. In the aspect of the first paragraph, in the meantime, we are happy to confirm our identities via escrow and have shared our credentials with people in the community already, for instance, with all the interviewers. Last but not least, it is our strong belief that a sound financial system should not derive trust from the people behind the project. Instead, the trust should be derived from open source code, audits, track records of performance, and answering some critical questions that the community might ask. We know that I am good at asking those critical questions. We currently use private repos. This is to prevent copying and pasting from other projects. We will be launching to a more open source format in the near future. Why are we different from other Dexes on Cardano? We believe that all other DEX offerings are inherently inefficient. Sunday swap, muesli swap. That is that they consume far more resources than is necessary and are costing users. We have an experience in quantitative mathematics and a financial Haskell development to deliver a far more efficient DEX than others. More efficient use of capital will result in better returns, better user experience, and better reflect the market's actual state, the DEX of tomorrow. So they believe that they will be able to cut out a lot of the fat and get you to the real core price of tokens and allow you to trade at better prices and make more money, essentially, potentially make more money. When do we expect to launch? This is a good one. Our current timeline is to launch by the end of this year. This timeline, however, is subject to external factors such as availability of audit web-enabled wallets, audit of our code, and hitting our security checklist. And we know that they did not hit that. We are in 2022. They still are not launched. but I believe we're getting close here. And why is Mao our mascot? Mao is a daemon, a program that runs in the background, performing tasks automatically. He is the perfect representation of our programmable swaps. Mao and his friends can then extend this programmable swap architecture to more advanced DeFi features, passive investing, Cardano indexes, active investing, strategy vaults, trading complex algorithms like in hedge funds, synthetics, derivatives, option strategies, and much more. This means that Mao is our best friend and the core of our DEX, hence our mascot. That is interesting. Now we're talking about concurrency issues here. Not going to go deep into this again. Also, same thing. The opportunities here. This one right here is a good one. What are some of our most significant opportunities that we are excited to smash? Very confident. 1. Eliminate all impermanent loss and increase capital efficiency way beyond the current benchmark. That is crazy. Eliminating impermanent loss, because that has been a part of DeFi culture since the very beginning when it comes to trading pairs and or liquidity pairs. That's crazy. I'm really curious as to how they're going to do that and if that's even going to be possible. 2. Create a living proof of how superior UTXO is compared to the accounts-based model. So basically, shot at Ethereum. They're looking to outperform everyone on Cardano and everyone on Ethereum. Use our quantitative knowledge to build the first mathematically sound DEX, which can scale well beyond the current applications in DeFi. Implement a novel approach to on-chain trading, programmable swaps allowing us to implement strategies such as DCA from USD to ADA over 30 days. Trigger made of X when the price movements by Y in Z hours, etc. So that right there, they're talking about programmable finance, if statements, being able to do things based on certain environments, time, and price action. That's pretty sweet. If they could get that packaged up for a layman's experience, that would be amazing. Provide comprehensive educational and introduction to DeFi for Cardano users, which when combined with our DEX will help them make as sound investment decisions as possible. That's what we like to hear. Build a great community around the project that supports each other with idea sharing, observations, and analysis. Be the place where the smart money knows their money is being put to work. And then we have this one about oracles, and it's an interesting approach. They don't really seem very interested in the oracle situation, and they seem to be happy or content with creating their own oracles, which is interesting. So they're not going to leverage Charlie. And this is just like really deep into mathematics around impermanent loss. We're not going to get into that. And they're talking about what an audit is here. An audit is a comprehensive analysis of source code to discover bugs, security breaches, and violations of good design standards. For a DEX or any dApp, an audit would look at smart contract code, focus on vulnerabilities known to the specific programming language, and financial operations. So you're talking about your 50% attacks, your double spins, things like that. Big hack recently, second biggest all time, occurred with Solana and a bridge to Ethereum, where about $250 million, a little over $250 million was stolen. So the audits are very important, very, very important. Any complex software often can end up in billions of different states. Hence, comprehensive audits will involve automated code scanning for known vulnerabilities, patterns, and state exploration for invalid states, and more. In the case of Plutus, an audit may need to write formal proofs as well. Proofs guarantee that particular properties hold absolutely, but proofs are much more time-consuming to write and more expensive. An audit should end with an audit certificate rating each vulnerability found on a severity scale and providing recommendations to the project. Usually after the first round, the project will work to solve the significant vulnerabilities and be audited again. Any changes in the smart contract code can result in a new vulnerability being introduced to the whole system. This is why it's essential to structure code well. And then we got some more math stuff here, and then an NFT contest that they did. But that pretty much covers Maladex FAQ that they did last year. I thought this was a really good place to start in our talkings about Maladex. I assume as they get closer to launch, we're going to start seeing more from them, more articles, more data, more details, maybe some doxing of some of the team members. That's really exciting. So I am excited about Maladex. I'm just excited about Cardano, Dexes in general, seeing who's going to win, who's going to be the number one, and what that value is going to be. Life-changing events occurring in 2022, people. Got my fingers crossed. Hope you got yours. Hope you got your decisions made and you're sticking to them. But thank you. Thank you again for checking out the channel, sticking with me. I am growing. I am building with your love, help, and support. Hit that like, hit that share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos and when I go live. And hit that description for the donation address if you haven't. Donate if you have the means and the heart, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.